All right, everyone, when Ritual came to us and said, we want to connect with your audience, we had a Fat Mascara Summit. We said, we're going to need some more information. And boy, did they ever come through.
That's right, they did. Ritual makes amazing supplements. Their new one called Mascara. I did the research for you. Actually, they did all the research and then I reviewed it very closely. This is a new supplement that helps deal with the gradual loss of hyaluronic acid that happens to all of us as we age. That's why your skin gets drier, less supple, that crepey feeling that you don't love. Well, meet Mascara, a once-daily supplement from Ritual designed to promote skin support from within with clinically proven ingredients to minimize wrinkles after 90 days. So this is how they do that. There's 2 ingredients in there, Ceratique and Hyabest. In a clinical study done by an independent research lab, Ceratique proved to help reduce wrinkles and fine lines in 90 days. And then Hyabest significantly improved skin luster and suppleness. Are you feeling lustrous and supple, Jess?
Very. And you know what else I love, Jen? They are very easy to take. They don't have that big chalky sensation.
No, they go down easy and they're vanilla scented. Great skin, easy supplement taking. What else is there? So you can enhance your skincare routine. You use your topical, sure, but this is the inside out way to get better skin with a once daily capsule, and it's from Ritual.
Reduce wrinkles without compromising on clean science. Mascara from Ritual is a skin supplement you can actually trust. Ritual is offering our listeners 30% off during your first month. Visit ritual.com/mascara to start Ritual or add Mascara to your lineup today.
That's right, ritual.com/mascara.
One of the greatest inventions in recent years, meal delivery kits, specifically Green Chef. I don't know about you, but I don't have time to zip around town collecting ingredients. What is Green Chef? Green Chef makes eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle. Whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals, Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. You can kickstart your clean eating routine this fall with 80-plus weekly options featuring nutritionist-approved and foodie-approved recipes. And with Green Chef, you're reducing your food waste by up to 23% versus going regular grocery shopping. Plus, nearly all the packaging materials are curbside recyclable in most areas in the United States.
This foodie approves it for sure. You guys know I love cooking, but sometimes when someone else figures it out for me, that's even better. Green Chef last week, we had creamy corn and potato chowder. How good does that sound? It was vegan on top of all that. I didn't have to go collect random coconut and things that you need to cook vegan. It all came so nice and neat in the box. I wasn't wasting food. I didn't have like half a can of tomato paste left for no reason. It was all there for me and really quick to prepare.
Go to greenchef.com/60fatmascara and use code 60fatmascara to get 60% off. Wow. Plus free shipping. Again, go to greenchef.com/60fatmascara and use the code 60fatmascara to get 60% off plus free shipping.
Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
Welcome to Fat Mascara. I am very excited to see you here. Can't see you, but I can feel your presence. My name is Jessica.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jen. Welcome to our beauty podcast. You have entered a world of chaos in my home today.
So Jen's dog, so sad. It was like funny, but sad, sweet. We know everything's okay. But her dog was literally underneath a blanket and the blanket was moving. So it looked like a ghost. It looked like E.T. underneath the blanket.
Don't bring up, you know how I feel about E.T. Please.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's my one fear. No, it is a 3-ring circus at the Sullivan household today. We have the guy fixing the dryer. My stepson's here. Eric's trying to help the guy fix the dryer. And the dog wants to run around in circles and yap at everybody right when I'm trying to record.
That was a good time to record a podcast.
Exactly. So welcome.
This feels right.
It feels so right. This is what we do. How's everybody doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah.
Me too.
Why don't we delve into a like 10,000 word New York Times article that you
totally
just felt like breezing through.
So I teased this last week that there's this article that I want the fam to read if they can handle it. Because even I had to text Jess at points and be like, help me with this art reference. So there was this article in the New York Times called Why Culture Has Come to a Standstill.
It was very buzzy. A bunch of people mentioned it to me.
Oh, did it after?
Yeah.
Right after I read it, I started texting it to people because I was like, is this true? What's going on? So it's by Jason Farago.
You can also listen to the audio version. It's 34 minutes long.
Oh, it's 34 minutes?
Yeah, but I guess when someone's reading it, it's like, okay. But if you go online, there's a little button. I like that the Times is doing this lately. You can press play.
Oh, I'll try and send everybody the gift article. Sometimes it doesn't let me on Instagram. But anyway, so seek it out if you can so you can join in this thought experiment with me and Jess, because I was reading it. And as I was reading it, basically he's making the thesis or the statement that culture has sort of slowed down and come to a standstill. Mm. And by culture, he means art, he means music. I think he referenced architecture. Did he reference fashion a little bit? Yeah.
He did, because he said, I hope I'm not jumping ahead too much, but he was like, I was looking around a gallery. He was writing, the perspective was he was opening up the gallery, the treatise, a museum, a gallery. And he was looking around and he said, I can see different fashions. And he said, none of the different styles looked distinctly 2023. He said, I see skinny jeans, which feel distinctly 2000s, early 2000s, baggy jeans, which feel very 1990s. He said, what looks like figure would look very 2023? What does a woman in 2023 look like? What does that style look like? And he said, is she holding a titanium iPhone? He's like, even the iPhone hasn't changed much in the past 10 years.
Yeah, all tying back to his point, which is that maybe culture has sort of come to a standstill because in the last 23-ish years, he hasn't really seen the huge kind of changes that I think humans got accustomed to over the last couple hundred years. Art changed so much in the last 300 years.
Every
but in the
10
last
years
30,
or 15, yeah.
Yeah, but in the last 30. So the whole time I was reading this, I just kept thinking, well, Fat Mascara, we love to tackle beauty culture, right? Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to put a little carrot above the story, which is has culture come to a standstill? And instead put, has beauty culture come to, because I kept thinking a lot of his arguments apply to the beauty industry. We had huge forces of innovation. We have all these artists, and now all these creative people have all of these things at their fingertips to work with. And what are they doing with them? And so I was thinking, what are they doing with them? Because here we are in 2023, and I, like the fashion thing, struggling to be like, what defines, is it a pimple patch? Is it a radio frequency at-home device?
Is it an injectable?
Because there's certainly more stuff, right?
Right. Or is it abandoning some of these innovations? Is it saying we don't want to use them?
Right. So I want to read this one line that just stuck with me. He says, to pay attention to culture in 2023 is to be belted into some glacially slow Ferris wheel, cycling through remakes and pastiches with nowhere to go but around. The suspicion gnaws at me, and then he says, does it gnaw at you? That we live in a time and place whose culture seems likely to be forgotten. And I was like, oh, Jason Farago, shots fired.
I love that, this idea of just going around.
Because sometimes I do feel that with beauty culture. I'm like, and it's time for a new patch and a new shape. And now it's time for the lip oil, the lip serum, the lip viscous.
Right. And occasionally, sometimes we do see innovation going forward. Every year we go to CES and we come back every January or so with new innovations. Okay, they're making a
sunscreen patch to tell you when you've had UV light. But has that been adopted by everyone?
Well, sometimes these things are so far in advance that they're they overshoot and then they come back and it's an adaptive technology that's really cool. That actually does improve lives, or the sunscreen thing brings more awareness. But then sometimes we see innovation and it's actually just a new product development. And it's a new product is not necessarily innovation. So I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you all think. What innovations have really been important to you? Or what do you think has really been an innovation recently.
Yeah. I keep thinking, I always bring back to the Judy Jetson makeup mask, which actually multiple companies, when I was like maybe 5 years ago, there were multiple companies trying to do it. And it sort of petered out because it's really hard to robotically apply makeup to a person's face. We had the robotically applied nail polish at that chain that's in the airports.
Yeah, yeah.
But some of them I just feel like they're gimmicky. Like, I don't know if we need that. And it was truly innovative. It's definitely cool and new.
Yeah.
But that's the question. And I know this guy, Jason, maybe he does follow the beauty industry. Should I email? I'm going to email him. I'm just going to be like, hey, have you ever looked at the beauty industry? What's your take on that? Because I've been sitting here thinking about it.
Yeah, I think there have been some innovations. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think.
What, did you come up with any? Because I just came up with the robot nail one. That's what I was like, I'm trying to think. But
well, I think about 10 years ago, I got a laser treatment that when I tell dermatologists which one it is, now it's like you would think that I got
medieval torture.
Yeah. And I'm like, it hurt. And they're like, yeah, it hurt.
Yes, light therapy, laser therapy in the professional setting for sure. We even we just replayed Dr. Analek's laser podcast last week. And I remember him saying to everyone, every year we get new machines that we're testing and trying. And he's like, the speed of the innovation in the lasers is huge. But again, a laser, it's still light therapy. It's still basic. It's doing it better, but it's doing the same thing in a way. So I could make a case on either side, but that's a really good point, actually.
But aesthetically, I mean, we're talking about technology. Aesthetics is a whole different conversation.
Well, that's the thing about the beauty culture. There's all these levels of it. It's not just nail polishes and lip glosses. There's also robotic applied nail polish and laser therapy at the professional's office. So anyway, I want everybody to go read it if they're in the mood to especially if you work in the arts, if you're a creative person. Are you a hairstylist? Are you a makeup artist? This is like all the references that you pull from in your business. Do you work in marketing for a small beauty company? Are the art references and the cultural references that he is talking about? So it's really quite timely in a way.
Interpret it any way you want. It's Jen and I talked about this article for longer than I'm willing to admit to you.
And longer than we want to subject you to.
Yeah, that's better stated, yeah.
And we're on hour 3 of Jason Farragut.
We're gonna do a box set of Jen and I talking about this article.
But it literally, this is meta because here we are just talking about the thing instead of innovating and writing a damn new article myself about it.
It's so good. And if you're like just really into this
I don't even know
topic,
if it's so good. Then part of me sometimes gets pissed at him and I'm like, well, you're just cutting off our innovation by saying this. Why don't you inspire us to innovate? Though he does that too. But yeah.
Well, it's a very inspiring article. Whether or not you agree with his thesis or not, it definitely stirred up conversation. So thank you, Jen, for bringing this topic to FN. And
I feel like I show and tell it. Like, here's what I brought to class today.
I'm going to come with some nonsense from the Atlantic next week.
No, you should come with some news.
Okay. All right. Well, let's head over. Wow, Jen, that was heavy. It's heavy.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Just like...
Okay. Yeah, why am I apologizing?
Where do we go from here?
You guys know what you've signed up for.
Where do we go from here?
You tell us, Jess.
Target break. We can all now afford Goop. Seriously, no.
This is going to keep going back to my thesis. Cool. We had Goop. Now we have cheap Goop. It's a remix on Goop. Tell me.
No, Goop has gone not mass, but more accessible. I read the article in Bustle, and Gwyneth Paltrow said that, by the way, it's a heavy article. So heavy. It was not heavy, but hefty, more chunky. It was a chunky article in Bustle, complete with a big shoot with Ellen von Unworth. It was a good article. It was the most Gwyneth-y article I've ever read in my life.
She just gives.
It was really good. She did not think of it as going mass. It was more like making more accessible. They're launching something called Good Clean Goop. It's a much more accessible range, $19.99 to $39.99. It's going to be at Target as well as Amazon. Basically, it's just going to be where most people shop. It's got
the non-Paltrow-y people.
I mean, it's a smart move. A lot of people know what Goop is, but Goop is not the most accessible place to shop. Cleansers, facial serums, body lotions, wellness chews. And what I thought was really interesting in the article, I mean, there were so many good.
Give them to me. Tell me.
No, there's so many good.
I don't care about the products. I want to talk about Gwyneth.
First of all, she looks amazing.
The styling was great. It was a fresh take on how we've seen her. It was cool.
You have to see these photos. You saw the. I've been talking to the
Of course.
listener. The photos are like out of control.
This is what I want from Gwyneth Paltrow. This is what I want from rich people. This is what I want them to be doing. Like, I don't live this life. Give it to me. All of your ridiculousness. What did she say?
Well, I just chose something that was most relevant to our audience. What does clean mean to Gwyneth? She said, I like clean, meaning pure and without imperfection. I think some women have taken issue with this idea that everything needs to be perfect and clean. I'm laughing because right now my apartment is like a complete hellstorm. So clearly, don't look behind me, Jen. Okay. Well, for us, this means non-toxic. So she's saying a couple of things. Though clean has sort of become an umbrella term for a lot, and I think it's also a really nice word. I'm sorry, I paraphrased there. I want to be really vigilant here when I'm quoting Gwyneth Paltrow. For God's sakes, I'm quoting Gwyneth Paltrow. Though clean has sort of become an umbrella term for a lot of this stuff, I think it's a really nice word. My life is super messy, so the idea that you can strive for cleaning it all up feels refreshing in a way.
That was the least interesting thing she said in that article. Can I give you a quote from that article?
Okay, sorry, I was a bad editor.
No, not you. No, it's super relevant to what we've talked about with clean, and it's trying to like reclaim clean as not meaning what they originally meant it to mean.
That's what I mean. It's like her definition of clean, I think Goop's definition of clean, which from my understanding as also like a fellow retailer, there are brands who have told me, oh my God, we got in Goop. It's almost like they just finished running a marathon. They hop on the phone with me. They're like, oh, we just got in Goop. And I'm like giving them basically a high five through the screen because it's really difficult to get through Goop because they're really hardcore.
Had these crazy standards. Yeah. Sorry, that wasn't pejorative crazy. That was just like intense standards.
Yeah. Which is cool. I think, but I just think it's what Gwyneth is speaking to is just the wider industry term. I'm not talking about her own retailer store.
Yes.
It's shifting in the ether in the industry.
Yeah, I think that's been happening for a while, but thanks for telling us, Gwyneth. Here's what I found intriguing. When the reporter asked who's going to buy Goop and make you millions of dollars, she said, I don't know yet. I need a few more years. And they said, maybe you could have a dramatic exit on your 55th birthday. So I'd be happy with that. Sail off into the sunset. Quote, I will literally disappear from public life. No one will ever see me again. And I was like, oh, she's being facetious. And the writer doubles down, like, truly? And she says, yes. And I was like, no, she won't. Also, if you want to sell your company, the last thing you do is say, once I sell it, I'm going to disappear. Because whoever buys Goop is buying Gwyneth and buying her celebrity with it, right? Like, they're not going to buy it if she sails off into the sunset once they have Goop. Because this is one of those brands that it needs its founder story and it needs... And that's why I'm like, I'm not sure about Goop and Target because the thing that I like personally about Goop is how ridiculous it is, how luxurious and like privileged and special, but I kind of want that from Goop. Now that it has a 99 cent on the end of the price tag and it's sold at Target, you know what? I want people to have access to it if they want, but I also think it's okay to be ridiculous because like she's a ridiculous person in a good way. Like I don't know how to describe this. Like I just want her to just keep Gwynething. She's a little bit out of touch with what we, the regular people, do, how we speak, what we buy, but that's okay. Like, I don't need celebrities to be just like us.
I'm very curious to see what this next chapter is going to look like.
Yeah. That's just a stick. I'm on a rant today. I'm going to shut up. What else is new?
Okay. Let's talk about the great tampon tax rebate. All right. We talk about the pink tax a lot. A group of menstrual product makers have banded together to form the Tampon Tax Back Coalition, all right? Now, you're going to be paying a sales tax on menstruation products. Menstruation products, how does that sound? In 21 states. But 8 brands have formed a partnership. Brands like August, Cora, Lola, Honeypot. I love Honeypot. Here We Flow, Salt, Rail, and Diva. If you text us a picture of your receipt within 24 hours, they're going to Venmo or PayPal you back the tampon tax you paid, said Nadia Okamoto, the founder of August, who is putting this together. I think that is so cool, right?
I mean, that's awesome. If we're not going to get change at the legislative level to take off that tax in those states where it remains, How cool that they're going
I
to give
thought
you
that was
your money
really
back.
cool. So I know it's such a stupid thing.
Well, I think obviously they're doing this too to just point out the ridiculousness of that this still is how the law is in certain states. And it'll make noise that they're doing this, even if you're only getting 17 cents back or whatever it is. It's great.
Jen, are you excited to see Priscilla?
I thought of you the minute I watched the trailer. I don't know why in my head the artisticness of Sofia Coppola speaks to your vibes.
I had full body chills.
Okay, I'm not, that's what I guessed, but oh, also, I totally forgot your wedding look was inspired by Priscilla Presley, wasn't it? I didn't even put that together. I was thinking more about the Sofia Coppola of it all.
It's both. But I mean, really, it's the whole thing. It's the whole thing.
I remember your inspo photo. That you gave
Priscilla.
to Daniel Martin.
Yes.
And he did a modern take on it. It was fabulous.
Yeah. Daniel's not going to do something heavy. But anyway, I am so excited that, I'm going to be clicking to buy any second because Half Magic, Donnie Davies line, and we've had Donnie on the podcast before. I am going to be totally working this Priscilla set. It's a little kit and has everything you need to create the eye makeup look. It has the lengthening mascara and has the liquid eyeliner and a silicone guide to help you achieve that perfect winged eyeliner look.
I have used that silicone guide that she has because that's also in the Half Magic line. I love that it's getting all sold together for the movie, but it's really helpful. Like it's flexible, but still stiff. Like, you know, like sometimes with the straight line guides, they're too stiff and they don't bend around the curves of your face. It's just like a nice, if you're not great at eyeliner, it's really helpful, especially if you want to do Priscilla length eyeliner because she winged it out.
You're going to have to bear with me as I experiment this fall. So, and this is from A24, the film company, and Half Magic. Okay. Now, I'm very excited about this one. This is a little self-promotional because I've been working on this for a long time, but I'm so freaking excited. Jen, red is the color of the season, and I'm not talking about my hair. I'm talking about this, honey.
I know. Yes. Well, people can't see you.
I know, but why don't you tell them what you're looking at?
A gorgeous red lip, but yes.
It is a stunning red lip.
It is satiny. It somehow has blue and peach going on in the undertones. Yes! It is universally flattering. I don't know how she does it, but wow. That looks good on you and me, and that's a feat.
I know, it is a feat.
Why don't you tell everybody what exclusive you have?
I have just launched, I'm saying like it's me. JessicaMatlin.com. Last week on Moda, we launched Poppy King, actually two-time Fat Mascara guest. We launched her new lipstick, Original Sin. And this is her first lipstick since leaving Lipstick Queen. And here's the thing. She's right on trend. We've been seeing a lot of red on social, on TikTok. We had a hashtag cherry makeup has over 32 million views. I've been doing a lot of trend research about
also in fashion
red.
Too. Lots of red.
A lot of red on the runways for fall. Gucci did red. A lot of red just even this recent fashion season for spring.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like looking about how, since Taylor Swift's been out so much with her new...
I know, my dad's the one that told me about this.
Wait,
my
your
dad
told you about...
knows more about Taylor Swift than I do because...
and yes. Mr. Kelsey. Is he a football guy?
Because his brother plays for the Eagles. I was like, Dad, how do you know who Taylor Swift is dating?
Well, everybody's looking like what red lipstick. I mean, that's not, I'm sure your dad's not interested in like what red lipstick she's wearing, but like people are searching what red lipstick she's wearing. So Poppy is amazing for a lot of reasons, but she was right on the money with the red. Anyway, I was talking with her about the red lipstick and why she did this one. This is a reissue of the first color she ever did when she launched her very first line when she was 19, just called Poppy. And she did this in Australia, in her home country. And then she came to Barney's when she was, again, like just in her early 20s. And she launched this lipstick at Barney's. So this is the resurrected
Original Sin.
And it is a beautiful red. You can only get it on Moda. And it looks good on everyone. It has a brightening effect.
It is weirdly brightening. Yeah. Wait, That's so funny. I'm not, you know what? I am an expert sometimes because I looked at you and I didn't know this and I haven't read the product page that you wrote yet and I didn't see the press release and I looked at your face and I said, that's so intriguing because that red has both a blue and I said peach, but an orange.
Poppy knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing.
If you put an orange card next to it, it would probably read coral. If you put a blue card next to it, it would read more magenta. And somehow how you have both of those, your teeth are looking white. Red is hard to do well.
She did that too. She was like, I wanted one that makes her teeth. I mean, this is what she calls herself. She calls herself a lipstick designer, which like kills me. I love that.
Congrats on the launch, Poppy and Jess.
But it works.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, it's good.
And here's the other funny thing that she said, and then I'm going to move on to my final item. But she said, I predict that red is going to come back in. She said this before, like all of these like stats that I'm citing. We were just chatting. She said, it's the only color that the Kardashians don't really wear that much. She didn't know. She didn't say it disparagingly, but she was just like... No, I know,
but I'm laughing like this.
She was just saying like it needs like a moment. And she feels like there's an ebb and flow in...
The backlash to the backlash.
She wasn't negging them. She was just
the flow to the flow.
Yeah, she was like, we've seen so much nude. When is that going to have a moment?
Well, it never stopped having a movement over here at my house. So I am primed for it. And I love that because I have not seen you in a red lip in a long time.
I love it.
And it looks great on you.
Thank you. Ugh. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's casual. You can wear it casually. All right. And then finally, this is just a really cool thing that I saw on LinkedIn. You know, people post on LinkedIn and some people have a little rant. Some people have a how great I am, or look how great my company is, whatever. And I saw...
Thanks for explaining LinkedIn to everyone, Jess.
Listen, I
maybe you've heard of it. It has your resume and you can post about your job.
No, I'm saying it's like, it's all the same. Sometimes it's like, I feel like you go on, you know what you're going to see. It's like, look at this great installation. This is sad. This is good. But this stopped me in my tracks.
Okay.
So Claire from Beauty Independent, and Claire, I feel badly. I'm calling you out. You're probably like, why are you calling me? She posted this thing with, I didn't know Gillian Anderson, like of X-Files fame. And she's also been in so many other great shows since then. She has her own soda. Did you know this? She has her own beverage.
No.
Yeah, she has her own beverage line. I mean, God, everybody's making money in like the weirdest ways. I mean, she's probably smart about it.
Connect these dots for me because they're all just laying there right now.
She was posting this thing about Gillian Anderson has a show called Sex Education, but she also has this drink line called G-Spot. And there's a picture of Gillian, not Claire, over the thing called Arouse, like the new flavor called Arouse.
Okay.
It's called The Taste of Pleasure. And Claire wrote, "Do not get me started." She says, "I'm a bit wary of this influx of libido-boosting products. We cannot gummy or guzzle our way out of systemic issues that kill our sex drive. I know some founders are truly interested in empowering people with these products, but I'd never want a woman to buy this drink, have it make zero impact on her libido, and be left feeling there's something wrong with her."
You know who I trust? Claire McCormack. That is literally her beat within the beauty industry. She knows everything about women's wellness and sexual health. Her take is one I support.
I thought that was really interesting because it's like the women's sexual health space is booming and it's really interesting, but I think we're getting into a slippery slope there. And there's this little like cheeky picture of Gillian with this kind of like smirky smile on top of this drink, but it's like,
So if you buy that with thinking this is going to help with your libido and it doesn't, you're going to have some self-shame maybe around that.
I liked the can of worms, or the question, not can of worms. I liked the question that Claire was positing. So it's just something to chew on.
I wonder if there's any science behind the ingredients yet. I'm going to dig into that for Science Corner next week. Because also in the vitamin space, as we know, it's not regulated. So you can come out with very shaded ways of making claims that you're not really making the claim, but they can get lost in the marketing and people are thinking X vitamin or X drink is going to do.
Right. I love how in the past year or two that whole women's sexual wellness space has really blown open and it's becoming a lot more normalized. But I think there might...
Let's not take advantage. Like, we're trying to empower women.
Yeah.
Let's not bring us back because we're just trying to make a buck.
So bravo, Claire.
Interesting. You didn't solve our crime caper, though? I was really thinking you'd find the moose in Ontario.
I was like, wait. I was like, which Gillian Anderson crime caper? Because she has so many great... The Fall. That was the show I loved with her. The Fall. Have you ever seen The Fall?
No.
Hit me up, people, if you saw The Fall with her.
Okay.
So good.
All right. I'm going to look into her drink, too. And I'm still looking for the moose in Ontario. Let's go do Reason 1. If you've ever had unprotected sex, forgot your birth control, had a condom break, or you're just not sure, Jess and I are excited to tell you about a new company that is giving emergency contraception a much-needed rebrand. I'm talking about Julie, the FDA-approved morning-after pill that helps stop a pregnancy before it starts. Julie is aiming to be the emergency contraception company that's all about learning and acceptance, not stigma and shame. Honestly, even though I've been aware of the fact that you can get over-the-counter access to the morning after pill, I didn't really understand how it worked, but Julie wants you to understand. They want you to feel more comfortable with all those stressful choices that surround your health. So here's how it works. Julie stops your body from releasing an egg using the same active ingredient as Plan B or other morning after pills. Essentially, Julie works by preventing or delaying your ovulation. No egg. With no egg, there's no fertilization and therefore no pregnancy. And it's no risk to your future fertility. Julie just launched at CVS, but you can also find Julie at Target and Walmart stores all across the United States. You can also order online to have it for future just in case, and it's legal in all 50 states. You do not need an ID or a prescription or a credit card to get it. Right now, Julie is offering our listeners $10 off your online purchase. Go to juliecare.co/mascara to get $10 off your online purchase for a limited time. That's juliecare.co/mascara. Or if you need to get Julie right away, you can find it at your nearest CVS, Target, or Walmart today. This fall, don't you want to learn from the best? Like become your best self with Masterclass? You can learn leadership, negotiating, creativity, cooking, whether you're watching Masterclass on TV, listening in their audio mode, or on their app, or on their site. The quality speaks for itself. This is really good education. It's like going to university level classes in your own home. The Masterclass instructors are basically your own personal mentors, and memberships start at only $120 a year for unlimited access to every one-on-one class they have with all 180 Masterclass instructors.
Take a class with former FBI agent Chris Voss. His negotiation class is awesome. I've watched it, as well as Esther Perel. I've mentioned her on the podcast before. She's so cool. She teaches relational intelligence. And I took a class with RuPaul. Wow, it was about self-expression and authenticity. It really helped me a lot. I was super inspired, and I think maybe you'd enjoy it too. I really loved it.
I feel like after you took that class, I noticed a difference in you, Jess.
Not an accident.
Does that mean I need to take that class? Probably I do. You should too. Right now, our listeners will get an additional 15% off the annual membership at masterclass.com/fatmascara. So go to masterclass.com/fatmascara. You're going to get 15% off right now. That's masterclass.com/fatmascara. Jess, what's the website?
masterclass.com/fatmascara. One of the greatest inventions in recent years, meal delivery kits, specifically Green Chef. I don't know about you, but I don't have time to zip around town collecting ingredients. What is Green Chef? Green Chef makes eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle. Whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals, Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. You can kickstart your clean eating routine this fall with 80+ weekly options featuring nutritionist-approved and foodie-approved recipes. And with Green Chef, you're reducing your food waste by up to 23% versus going regular grocery shopping. Plus, nearly all the packaging materials are curbside recyclable in most areas in the United States.
This foodie approves it for sure. You guys know I love cooking, but sometimes when someone else figures it out for me, that's even better. Green Chef last week, we had creamy corn and potato chowder. How good does that sound? It was vegan on top of all that. I didn't have to go collect random coconut and things that you need to cook vegan. It all came so nice and neat in the box. I wasn't wasting food. I didn't have like half a can of tomato paste left for no reason. It was all there for me and really quick to prepare.
Go to greenchef.com/60fatmascara and use code 60fatmascara to get 60% off. Wow. Plus free shipping. Again, go to greenchef.com/60fatmascara and use the code 60fatmascara to get 60% off plus free shipping.
Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
Hey everyone, it's time to raise a wand, and we've got Selena from Walla Walla, and you know what? She gave us two. Selena, go for it.
Hello, Jess and Jen. This is Selena from Walla Walla, Washington. I have two bargains for you guys. I am usually a sucker for luxury, especially packaging, but these two items I've been buying on repeat, and I hope you and the listeners will too. So the first item is an eyeliner from Halsey's second line that's exclusively at Walmart, I think, the AF94. It's her backline liquid eyeliner in Bye Bye Binsky. It's almost like a neon cobalt, and I have not been able to find a color, an eyeliner from a different brand, high or low, that matches this. It's beautiful, and I always get the best compliments when I wear it. It's just so vivid and bright, yet sophisticated, I guess. Sometimes like cobalt blue might look a little too like primary as an eyeliner for me at least, but this is just like a lovely color, and I just can't find anything like it anywhere else. And then the second recommendation I have is a candle on Amazon. Years ago, I, at a farmer's market, bought a candle that was Nag Champa scented, and I've loved that scent for a candle ever since. And so this candle I've bought in like 4 in the past 3 months is Lulu Candles in the Nag Champa Indian incense scent. It's called the His collection. I don't know if that means it's for men, which is weird, but I absolutely love this candle scent. Like I said earlier, I'm a sucker for expensive candles, but this maybe broke me. And yeah, and I don't feel guilty about it. Yeah, enjoy, and thank you for everything. Bye.
Okay, yeah, I could not decide. I was like going to edit that down, but like both of those products are amazing bargains. Don't think I didn't just add a $14.95 candle to my cart in Amazon that smells like Nag Champa. Hello. Also, what's up with Halsey? We keep getting calls about Halsey's lines. I didn't even know she had a cheaper line at Walmart. Did you? I knew About Face, but this is
I only knew the bigger one.
Yeah, About Face,
Yeah,
but AF94 is her Walmart line where that liner is just $8.
Remember we had all about Walmart Beauty? Creighton?
Yeah, of course I do.
Like, I got to tell you, Walmart's got some serious beauty.
His people are doing their jobs over there.
They're doing their jobs.
Yeah.
They're doing their jobs. Okay.
Thanks, Creighton, and all the buyers that work for Creighton. Thanks, Creighton.
Okay. You want to go? I feel like I've been going first lately.
I feel shy because of earlier in this episode when I was just like ranting
Because
like
you
a
exposed
crazy
yourself.
person. Yeah, I'm like, I'm already waiting for the
Go sit in the backyard for a bit.
Commentary on the Apple Podcast. I guarantee I'm going to get one from this, but I don't know. I'm a thoughtful person.
Can you write your own bad review?
I don't know.
No.
But you know what? I try and keep it succinct usually, and I have my thoughts formed beforehand. But sometimes I like to talk to the fam as like a way of sort of synthesizing how I feel about something. And this was like a complicated
You want to work through it.
Yeah, I wanted to work through it with everybody. But I realize I'm from Philadelphia, so me working through actually sounds like me yelling. So as I'm thoughtfully trying to distill a thesis of another writer and try to understand it, instead it comes off like I'm a bargaining table or playing bingo in Northeast Philly. Anyway, I'm shy now, so you go
I
first.
don't think we're going to understand how we feel about anything until years later. I think it's not going to come into focus.
I can't wait that long. And my job is to comment on culture and society right now. And that's what I get paid for.
And you don't think you're a creative person. All right. Moving right along to beauty reviews. Listen, I am asked very often about a great sunscreen that the people want to use.
Yeah.
And for affordable sunscreens, I always name drop the Boots. I really like my Boots, the Brighton one. But I also wanted to see what's going on with Rock, because that's a brand that I really like, and I'm curious about Rock a lot. Rock is they're like a steadfast brand. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, of course.
I tried their Barrier Renew. I called this in.
She did not pay for it. She's just
I did not pay for it because I specifically wanted to try this. I did some research. The Rock Barrier Renew SPF 30 moisturizer. This one's going to be good, guys, for the winter, because this is not just a sunscreen. This is not like putting on your summer sunscreen over your moisturizer. This has ceramides in it. Ceramides, are like the ones that are going to keep you nice and like your skin nice and cushy. And it has SPF, and it's going to also help with the barrier. It has SPF 30 and it has prebiotics. It comes in a little metal tube and it's $25.
Yeah? What do you think?
I really like it.
You're raising a wand.
I really like it. Yeah.
I wasn't sure where we're going with this.
It's like a moisturizer with SPF.
Ceramides in a sunscreen. I want that.
Ceramides in a sunscreen.
They must have gotten cheaper on the raw material side, because I remember you used to, like, all that had it for a long time was Elizabeth Arden Provage. And there were a couple really gorgeous pudding-like moisturizers with ceramides back in the day. Am I wrong?
Elizabeth Arden doesn't get enough play. They were so good.
Well, I think that's because a lot of other people have been able to replicate some of that at maybe a more accessible price point like this.
Yeah.
That's a good deal. You're getting a lot of skincare in the $25 tube there.
Yeah. It's really good.
And tricks you into putting your SPF on if you're not one of those people.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Of course, we both went in with like Barrier, Ceramides Rich. Like literally the first time you turn on your heat here in the Northeast, Jess and I immediately are like, pull out the all new skincare. Everything's dry. You have to hear about this. But my friend used this because she goes to Rescue Spa for facials. And I tried it at her house and I became obsessed and got my own. It is Danu Cerebum. I think I even told you about it, Jess, but I never raised a wand to it. So it's Danuta Malak. Is that how you say her last name? She's the facialist. And this Cerebum, I struggle to talk about what the texture is. It is almost like a watery tea color. Like if you took a tea bag out really quickly, but it's like a thick gel, balm gel. So it's like translucent, but it's also a balm. And you can use it as a mask and wipe it off. Or, because you know me, I love the moisture, you can use it as your moisturizer, sort of like a shield. And talk about barrier repair. Put that on at night. So I've been doing my active, which is always a growth factor serum, as you know. I know
you love that.
But then my skin still needs that healing, that moisture, all that stuff. And I've been putting this Cerebum over top at night. And I've been waking up Glow City. Look at me, I'm Glow City. I don't have the patience to use it as a mask. Sorry, Danuta. But you don't rub it in like a moisturizer. It's sort of like I keep saying shield, so I don't know how else to say it. You could rub it in like a moisturizer, but I think you more want to put it on just sort of like a moisture field.
Pretty. Moisture field.
It's like a force field, but it's made of moisture. Moisture field. Well, I am so excited for Friday because I'm very intrigued by what you're bringing us, Jess. So I'm just going to leave everybody with that. But for now, get your beauty sleep, put some barrier repair skin cream, hydrate, maybe fall to sleep while reading the article I ranted about earlier in the New York Times. See what you think of that. And we'll meet you here on Friday for an interview.
See you Friday.
We hope you enjoyed the show. It's your reviews and feedback that help us make the podcast even better. Head over to iTunes to rate and review us, or email your thoughts to info@fatmascara.com.
We also want to answer your beauty questions and hear what products you love. To share a Raise a Wand product review or to ask a beauty question, email us at info@fatmascara.
If you send it as a voice memo file, we can even share your voice on the podcast. You can also do that by leaving us a voice message. Our phone number in the United States is 646-481-8182.
Thanks so much for listening.
This fall, don't you want to learn from the best? Like become your best self with Masterclass? You can learn leadership, negotiating, creativity, cooking, whether you're watching Masterclass on TV, listening in their audio mode, or on their app, or on their site. The quality speaks for itself. This is really good education. It's like going to university level classes in your own home. The Masterclass instructors are basically your own personal mentors, and memberships start at only $120 a year for unlimited access to every one-on-one class they have with all 180 Masterclass instructors.
Take a class with former FBI agent Chris Voss. His negotiation class is awesome. I've watched it, as well as Esther Perel. I've mentioned her on the podcast before. She's so cool. She teaches relational intelligence. And I took a class with RuPaul. Wow, it was about self-expression and authenticity. It really helped me a lot. I was super inspired, and I think you'd enjoy it too. I really loved it.
I feel like after you took that class, I noticed a difference in you, Jess.
Not an accident.
Does that mean I need to take that class? Probably I do. You should too. Right now, our listeners will get an additional 15% off the annual membership at masterclass.com/fatmascara. So go to masterclass.com/fatmascara. You're going to get 15% off right now. That's masterclass.com/fatmascara. Jess, what's the website?
Masterclass.com/fatmascara.